So listen and listen well. As a young man, as a young woman, you are listening to me right now. In the pursuit of wealth, understand the place of a strong relationship. You don't want to get involved with a guy or a lady that is not going in the same direction as you. And then you don't want to get married and then begin to raise children that are not raised with the right kind of values that will help to perpetuate what you have done, because in your lifetime they can sell you and sell your assets. A lot of people today, oh, I don't want my children to suffer what I suffer. I don't want my children to suffer what I suffer. They've sent their children to Canada, to Australia, to America, to London, and they are regretting it now. One, they send their children into the world without values to sustain them in the world. So the children have gone as supposed good children. They are returning as gay, returning as lesbian, returning as transgender, returning confused, and now there's confusion in the family. A lot of them have left and they say, I'm not coming back to the country. I'm not coming back to Nigeria. And all the supposed wealth that they have built. So we have all kinds of people that have started businesses, and then the children are not interested in coming back to run these businesses. And now they are in another dilemma. Let me deal with two more things and then we close. So I want to deal with those two, which are vital for sustainability, a good name, positive values. But let me now deal with two other physical dimensions. You want to sustain wealth, then consider the aspect of legacy. Legacy. One of the things that will help you to sustain wealth is building legacies. Building legacies that will remain after you. That's one of the ways to sustain wealth. Oh, what are you talking about building legacies? Start foundations. Have a foundation that will become the platform for the perpetuation of impact. So that through that foundation, the money you have made can be used to give back, to raise succeeding generations after you. So that even after you have gone, the foundation is there. And the impact of that foundation can be felt decades and centuries after you have gone. Consider endowments. Many of you need to go back to your school, go back to your alma mater, go back there and begin to endow, come up with endowment funds. To say, okay, in this school, I'm going to be building this hall. It's going to be the Olumide Emmanuel Hall for economics in the university. I'm going to be putting an endowment that everybody that comes to this school to study economics, everybody that comes to study entrepreneurship, the best 5 students, we have a $1 million or $100,000 or $10,000 endowment fund to support their enterprise. So these are things that will be there. That will be there. Today we talk about the Nobel Peace Prize. We talk about the Nobel Prizes. Alfred Nobel was a man that did not start out the way we all know him today. When he started out, he was one of those that produces all the weapons of mass destruction in the Second World War. Dynamite, guns. He was a gun dealer. He was producing things that they were using to kill people. And then one day, his brother died. And the newspaper thought he was the one that died. And when the headline came out the next day, the headline all over the country was, "The merchant of death is dead." The merchant of death is dead. As far as they are concerned, the man that is producing what is killing people, he has finally died. Oh. And when Alfred Nobel woke up and saw the headline, he said, I'm alive now, I'm not dead. He now found out that his brother died. So they thought he was his brother. That he was, say, so you mean that if I die, this is what they will remember about me, that I'm the one that produces what kills people? And he called his lawyers together. He said, today I'm changing my will, I'm changing my formula. Every money I'm making from today, I want to put money into what will help people. I don't want to be known as a man that kills people. So endowment for peace, endowment for drugs, all kinds of scientific invention. Many of the things that has helped keep people alive today were sponsored and paid for by the Nobel platform. So that is one of the things you need to begin to do. Let me speak to the issue of trusts. Many of you grew up understanding that, you have to leave inheritance for your children. You have to leave inheritance for your children's children. And many of you are laboring to gather money so that you can hand it over to the children, but you are not factoring the fact that the children are going to be growing up in a world that is different from your own. So there are many people now that do not realize that if you are going to sustain wealth, one of the new things you need to begin to understand is to move from wills to trust. Move from wills to trust. Move from writing wills to say you are handing over something to your children to trust, where the entire thing you have built is put in a trust, and you can define the kind of assets and the kind of progression that your children can have with reference to the wealth, so that they can all be able to become a generating generation. So when you look at people like Bill Gates, you look at many of the rich and wealthy people, they have told their children, we're not leaving anything for you, so that you can go and produce your own. Why? Because transgenerational wealth will not happen except every generation becomes a generating generation. So finally, you want to have wealth that will be sustained, then you need to invest in real and diversified assets. Real and diversified assets. Real and diversified assets. And I'll come back to where I always start: real estate. Real estate is the only real investment. No matter what, I was listening to Lee online earlier on, and he was talking about all the different places where the wealthy people come from. And as he was talking, I said, Gbogbo need real estate. I was online. I said, Gbogbo need real estate. I was talking to myself. I was in the hotel room. I said, and he said it. He said, all of them. I don't know if we were there when he was. He said, they all need real estate. I said, yeah, now you are correct. Every industry on earth, everybody will come back to real estate. You know why? It's the only real investment. It's the oldest investment, the surest, the most sustainable. Real estate will hedge against inflation, hedge against devaluation. Everybody shouting, Naira is 700, but we'll go 1,005. If you like, let's say enter 3,000. If you have real estate, the real estate is there, appreciating and appreciating and appreciating. It is people that do not. Let me not go into Nigerian problem. So you need real and diversified assets. So you need to come into real estate. You need to diversify your assets to make sure that you don't just have assets, but you have cash flow producing assets. When Pertinence launched Ire, a song came to my mind. Ire, 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 Ayo, Ope O, Oniki Mabo, Oniki Mabo, Ire. That's the song that came to me. That means wealth, peace, joy, comfort is calling you. And I began to ask myself, how many people will hear the call of Ire? Why? A city today was a village yesterday. A village today will be a city tomorrow. You don't wait to buy land. You buy land and you wait. Many of you are sitting down here right now. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, if you had just bought one plot of land at 50,000, today it's probably going to be millions that you have. So listen and listen well. Do you know that there are a lot of people today, the only thing that is keeping them is the wealth that their father and grandfather or ancestors put in place that they are still enjoying today, 10 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later, 40 years later. I had a very, very amazing discussion. I close with this, with someone very close to me just about 2 weeks ago. I've been part of this journey for a while. In the 60s, the person speaking to me is now 71 years old. And I've known this person for over 50 years. And this person's grandfather, look at this story now. This person's grandfather had a land in Isaleko, as in the midst of the market. It's a 5-story building that they entered into an arrangement with a developer in the 60s. This developer did the development, and they had an arrangement that the developer will collect the proceeds for 25 years. When it was 25 years, many of the people that knew the details of the deal had died, including the lawyer that was involved in the transaction. One of the children of the man was the only one living in that house. Every other person has moved on with their life. Because he was the only one living in the house, he was the only one that really had some little understanding of, you see, massive, this is... to cut a long story short, the developer capitalized on the absence of key players and capitalized on the level of that young man and gave him 10 million about 15 years ago. 10 million to extend, to be the one to sign and extend another 25 years for the developer. 10 million. Guess what? The case has been in court, one story after, so everybody, they've been on it because I've been involved in that process. I pray, do this, so they've been involved in it. To cut a long story short, they finally, from lower court, they finally won the case at the Supreme Court, to discovering that the developer duped them by coming to one person. But where am I going to? Right now, everything has been settled. Do you know how much rent the developer is collecting? Listen, how much rent the developer is collecting every year from that property? 412 million. Yeah, per annum. That's what the developer be collecting. So the person now came to share the testimony. Say, sir, it's done. It's done. That by October, they are returning the building to us. And that the rent that the developer is collecting is 412 per annum. Okay, so I'm telling you in advance, okay, because I'm at 412. October, I'm so we're going to collect 412 now. And it's 6 of us remaining that we share the money. This is a 71-year-old woman. Okay, so that we know what to do with my own portion. Now listen, this is a property of the 60s. A 70-something-year-old woman is going to be. So imagine 412 every year. What are you doing? So all of you sitting down here right now, they are now telling you of La Vida Prime. They are telling you of Ire. They are telling you of a platform where you can just go and plug in. You are sitting down there. Sit down there. Whether you like it or not. Like they have said over and over again. When we started out, we were saying, trust us. Now, if you like, trust us. If you like, don't trust us. It's your life. Your poverty remains. We already have track record. We are producing. We are still producing. But the question I want to ask you and what I want you to think about is, where your ancestors has failed you, don't fail your descendants.